Hello, everyone, and welcome to the podcast. The math ain't mathin'. The dispensation, common sense. Uh, are y'all not questioning yet? Are y'all not saying something's not right here? Don't look right. Don't sound right. Are y'all still not noticing, they're still trying to instill fear? Are y'all not noticing that, the direction all of this is going in? Super stupid. Because I'm telling you, man, it's getting ready to go to a whole nother level. I'll be honest with you. I'm doing my best. I'm not looking at nothing with the orange one. I try to look at the weather and see what it is when I go to work. But as far as whatever his cabinet picks and all this other stuff is, that I did notice, because when I was looking at the news, and that's what made me stop. Because the problem is he's doing the same thing now he did before. So if he's doing the same thing now he did before, what's going to change? Nothing. Oh, tariffs. Oh, man, come on, y'all. Didn't he threaten tariffs before? What happened? We're not paying attention. He's just the mouthpiece. He doesn't really do anything. He gets the opportunity to do stuff, but he don't make the laws. He don't, you know what I'm saying? Were the things that you noticed that I don't think that you still have noticed? And the problem is, it's not that I want to talk to the people that are where I am. I want to talk to the people who are not where I am, because y'all are part of the problem. I know you say, you didn't vote, you part of the problem. Good God Almighty, how many years have y'all been saying that stupid shit? How long? How am I part of the problem? The problem is, like, you hear sometimes from different people. If we can get one collective, we'll get somewhere. But instead, individualism. Instead, I don't trust nobody. Instead, I'm not, I don't have nothing to do with that. I don't agree with it. I'm not going to do it. I have that right. Something else, y'all. I'm going to try to do a lot more of maybe the things that you're not noticing. And maybe you'll notice them, and then maybe, just maybe, we might be on to something here. A majority of the pastors in North Carolina, where I'm living at, in black churches, are Republicans. But they don't tell you that. That's why they have no problem charging you what they charge you for their sermons. That's why they really don't bother you too much or mess with you. That's why a good majority of the time they either don't eat with you or I eat something different. The head table might have something different than what you're getting. You understand what I'm saying? See, remember, with the Republicans are, I want you to assist me. I want you to do things. There's things that I'm going to take from you, but don't you ask me for nothing. Sound familiar, churches? You need some help, go get some resources. But when I need my stuff, it's your responsibility. Sounds Republican to you or not? There's a whole lot of other things, that I've told you, especially with the Vatican and, with the Pope and, wearing the same garbs that the pastor wears. Remember, I told you before, the Catholic Church ordains the bishops. How is that when the Pope is not in the Bible? Bishop's in there, but the Pope's not in there anywhere. I shared one today. Go to my Facebook. It was the brother telling the truth about where the Bible gets its information from. And in his books, he has links to prove. Like I told y'all, 2014 is when I left the church. And when I left the church, I asked for a lot of clarity. Things I didn't speak on before, I thought, I eventually found out. See, it doesn't happen overnight. See, I was beefing with a lot of that while I was sitting in the church. I'm like, man, this don't, but I was indoctrinated. So when I finally just said, no, this isn't it. This isn't right. And I began to, get information, that's when things changed. And then I learned that when I question, that's my freedom. When I question what's going on, that's my freedom. Not always disagreeing with everybody all the time, but when I find something out, let me research it, let me find out, I remember when I was indoctrinated, the pastor said, why is it when I ask you to do something or, whatever the case may be, it turns out you have to ask God. You have to ask God if I put something up, for you to do or, something, a position where the church is supposed to go to. Then they used God was taught to me. God told me the vision and why are you going to go to God? Indoctrination, y'all. See, what y'all not understanding about the indoctrination, one thing that I say is when I say Republican and Democrat, I say denomination. And when I say denomination, it's like Baptist, Catholic, Democrat, Republican. All of this is what, y'all? Separation. It's all separation. And for my 60 and 80 and all of these other legends and older people, that's what you represent, separation. That's why, at this age of 54, man, I'm not judgmental like that. I don't sit there and just say, okay, this is what it's going to be because that's what we've been doing for the past 30 years. No. It's like the orange one. He wants to do what? Make America great again? Come on now. You got a whole bunch of people that it was never great. This is a spot for immigrants. What are you talking about? Oh boy. And when I say, like I said, spot for immigrants, the history. You know how the land, how they did it, how they brought them over, gave them money, it's funny, I say this, people always, think I'm crazy. I said, well, that's where we get the undesirables. That's why you have people that just want to kill, 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 kill. Because the DNA is in them because their ancestors came over here were crazy. Killers. Do you know the money, what they gave these people? Some of them they took out of prison and brought them over here and gave them homes, gave them money. Undesirables. That's what the Queen called them. And then you wondering what's going on? Why people so crazy? Why they doing what they doing? Y'all got to get out of, and this is for the people that are, sitting in the building. Y'all got to stop letting them tell you what not to research, what not to question, what not to read. Because the church is just to make sure you stay in one lane. Don't go nowhere else. Oh, I'm not feeling well. Oh, pray harder. I need some help. I offer counseling. No. And then you're going to tell me how to pay you. Y'all better start having a problem with these churches doing what they're doing. And why is it not a problem? A conflict of interest, I say, when the pastor is a liar during the day as a representative, senator, or whatever, and then thinking that you're going to tell me the truth of God at night when it's time for Bible study. We're not questioning, y'all. We don't question. That's why we keep getting what we're getting. And right now, all the people that were crying, felt a certain way, you just wait until the next 4 years because you think that's the only time you can change it. Have you changed anything yet? Just like me in my 50 years? Just like you in your 50 years? Have you seen anything change yet? No. So then why are you still doing it? And then thinking you're going to get something different? Please tell me why. In these next 4 years, y'all, can we please begin to come up with some solutions? Because we're the only ones going to change it. Nobody's going to come around. Nobody's going to change it. Do you understand? Nobody's going to change this for us, y'all, but us. That's why I can't remember where I heard it at, and I know it was on one of my shorts, but why are we not, and I think I shared it, why are we not telling our young children this? Why are we not letting them know? Y'all have heard me say this before. Yay, you graduated, throw the caps in the air. And then is that when the time they're supposed to find out that Bible is more than likely a lie? Is that the time when they find out the truth about jobs that they're going to have to get? Is that when they find out that they've been doing Rothschilds since elementary school? Is that the time when they're supposed to find out about paying bills, getting on their own? Come on, y'all. When are we going to change something? When are we going to change something? That's always my question. When are we going to change anything? We're not trying to. We're gonna sit here and wait for the next 4 years. And I don't like what he did. I'm gonna get him out. And then you put another ass in. Biden was an ass. Obama, all of them, they was just asses. Why? Because they didn't do anything. They did infrastructure. I'm not concerned with infrastructure. That's already off of these broad shoulders. Okay? All right? That's my contribution to the infrastructure. And anything else, they supposed to handle it in this here republic. See, in the republic, did you know that the public is supposed to run a republic? The only thing they do by the law in that republic is we do the vote, and then we give it, and then who we vote for is supposed to run it. But did you know in there it says if they're not doing right, we can get them out? Yeah, they don't talk about that. I'm pretty sure there's some big term or whatever, but they did put it in there because this is a republic, and the public is supposed to be running it. Everything that they've been doing, they have you indoctrinated to believe you have no other choice, and that's what it's going to be. You don't even believe that there can be a change. Why do you think the people were crying? They've been doing it so long. The only thing they know to do, I'm going to have to vote. Let me please make sure you understand your voice. My voice is me not hitting on a machine, and then they keep they keep up with it and all this stuff. Now they can make it public if you voted or not, and all of this other stupid stuff. That's not my voice. This right here is my voice. See, some people go to different town meetings and they give their voice. See, since when was silence ever a time my voice was being heard? If I go to the polls don't mean shit. In all honesty, the polls don't matter. But y'all, they have taught y'all, we have put things on here for you to tell us if you want to do this or not. And then they come up and they thinking, oh, we stopped this building from being built. We stopped this road from being, woo! And did that make your life better? Well, we stopped them from doing this. Will y'all please stop being entertained and thinking that's them doing their job? Oh my goodness. It's one thing, like I said, I watch these Republicans in there, and I said in North Carolina, you live by Republican laws. You don't live by the laws of the land. You do not. They had a situation down here. They snuck in some stuff and, and they're taking power from the Democratic, and I guess the people, must have voted them in. And then when they do that, like I said, this is the Republican state. They still needs the Republican consent. See, they can't do anything in a Republican state without the Republicans agreeing. That's why they're homies and stromies. They eat dinner together and they just give us the front that, oh, we don't like them. Now, here, I'm not going to lie to you. The Democrats in the North Carolina, boy, they are awesome punks, boy. Them Republicans punk them all the time. Why? Because they in a Republican state. That's why when they passed that bill, the Democrats, couldn't nobody do nothing about it. This is a Republican state. Yo, common sense says what? If it's majority Republican, they fighting, they talking about now, what is it, the Supreme Court situation. They got mad because they wanted to hold off playing games, man. I don't have time for that. Get out of my face. Do what you do. Hope you get it back, man. It's just it's just how it goes. Everybody thinks that they're not going to get it back. Yo, you all get it back. I'm not trying to pay you back. I want the universe to do that. Y'all, when are we going to question? That's always what I want to ask you. When are you going to question? Nothing happens until you start questioning. That's what I told my wife. My wife, she was indoctrinated for a while. A little bit longer than, a lot longer than I was, because when I went my way, she was a little extreme. And now she's finding out, I didn't know, wow. You know what I'm saying? You got to understand. You got to understand. Once you know, can't go back. I can't go walk up in the church now and give up everything, or do everything I know. Pastor calls me, Elder Kirk, I need you to do praise and worship. I know how you feel. That's not important. We need you to get back into the fold and blah, blah. Come on now. I can't do that. I'm not, from 10 years old, from 10 years old, y'all, to 44, I was sitting in the church. You're going to tell me what? Not nan. I understand. I get it. But you got to begin to ask questions. Everything isn't God and Jesus. That's not the answer. We just going to, we're just going to let God, handle what you here for. The God in me. Understand? Oh, I went Reverend Ike on you. I'm sorry. Y'all don't like that stuff because, But I tell you this. Until we stop participating in this voting BS, until we start coming to the knowledge of they've been lying to me all my life. And some stuff you're not going to, you understand what I'm saying? You're not going to, hey, I've been on my job for 21 years. I want to get out at 62. I want to get out right now. But guess what they did? See what I'm saying? That's why I say with the young people, man, why aren't y'all telling these young people now? Don't stay at that job for no 30, 40 years. Don't stay at that job until the day, they telling you. Now you see they done moved it up to 70. Oh, if you want more money, work till you're 70. What, then I die at 72? No. See, like I said, 86 what they do. They went from 55 to 60 something. Come on now, y'all. When we getting up in here and this boy, and is you aching more? Some stuff a little bit harder than it used to be. Because that was the natural. That's what it was supposed to be. And then they moved it up. Why? Because they wanted to move it up. It wasn't that people wanted to work longer. And that's what they're doing now. People are working longer. They have to. But what happens is when we don't question, if we don't say to them, stop lying to me, because and doing a real survey, because they have to, not because they want to. Who wants to work for their whole life? I saw the thing, she was an older Caucasian woman. They said, when you going to retire? She said, I can't retire. I'm going to die going to work or at work or on the way home. What it is, she no retirement. I think she had a handicap. child she was taking care of. I mean, man, she was already 80 something. And they said, when you retire, she's like, I can't. I'm not going to retire. I can't retire. And that's the thing for some people. Or so they think. I talked to a guy on my job one time. I said, man, when you want to get on out, man? I'm doing 62, baby. Regardless of what it's going to be what it's going to be. And he said, I have to work to 67. Oh, y'all, that's what they told you. I tell young people, get in there, get this money, and get on your own and do your own thing. There's no pride, and you 20-some years old, and the only thing you got to look forward to from now to, I don't know if I don't know if it'd be 70, 75, I don't know. That's all you have to look forward to? Stop going in these jobs. Do what them jobs are doing. Use them. Do what you got to do. Be miserable for a few years, even if it got to be 10. Go in there with this mission of, I'm going to get this house, buy this house. I'm going to do this. Stay focused. Do what you need to do. And don't sit there for the rest of your life. Y'all, when are you going to let us start speaking to these young people? That's my question. When are you going to let us start, or let us be better even more with your support? When are you going to start talking to the young people? When are you going to tell them the lie that you lived so they don't live it? That's the question. Church don't do it. You know why they don't do it, right? Because they ain't supposed to. 501c3 churches are watched. They are watched because if they do something wrong, they lose the funding. Oh, you might get a visitor. Oh, yeah. Guess where they from? The government. They come in to make sure. And if it's a black church, come in, right? And they'll come in and find, there's a little bit too much black history being taught there. They're doing some other things that, we might have to keep an eye on them. Well, Johnson, you're going to have to join this church, and we shut them down. We shut them down. That's why they took it out to schools. And it's my job, it's your job to teach these children black history now. It ain't the school. Hell with the school. Rothschilds. You need education. You heard what I said. You heard what I said about what's going on here, Leandro, and they have been dragging it on for a long time, only asking for basic education. And guess what they said? You can't make us do that in their nice suits. Yes, I hate politics. And on the back it says, I hate politicians. Liars. Remember, I asked y'all this before. Since when was a liar supposed to come do right by you? When? You can't trust no liar. Y'all, the math ain't mathin'. I'm not gonna stay on here long, y'all. I'm not gonna stay on here long because it's time for some questions. Ask me. If I don't know, I'll find out. See, sometimes we have so much knowledge and we know so much that can't nobody tell us nothing. I've tried to interact with different, whatchamacallits, and I either got a smart response or whatchamacallit. Okay, I'm just gonna support you from the distance. I can't. You're smarter than me. You know more. But then you're telling us we need to unite. What, are you just trying to be the leader, or are we supposed to work together? Y'all listen up. We need to do something different. I'm not trying to wait 4 years because I'm not voting again. I believe that we can fix this situation, but I'm not going back down there for that. They can go to hell. I don't care how much make it public or whatever. And it's been funny, y'all. I'm going to be honest with you. I have thought about running for one of these little things here in Hope Mills, one of these, offices or something that's not being done. You know what I'm saying? Because I said, you know what? It'd be good for a change, but guess what, y'all? I'm in a Republican state and I'm a black man. No, not gonna happen. Not gonna happen. So, no, we were talking about some other things, but as I'm always trying to make sure that y'all know that I need suggestions. What is it that we need to talk about? The first thing we need to talk about is how do we fix this situation? And like I said, everybody can't go. So guess what? The people that are in. The ones that want to stay where they are, stay. You gonna go to church and wait for God to the great by and by all means. But there's stuff God doing and there's some stuff we supposed to do, y'all. Like I said, Dr. Carson, y'all need to, and I'm not talking about Ben Carson. I think it's Billy Carson. Check that out, y'all. It makes you question, and he gives you, stuff for you to go research and find out for yourself. I shared it on my Facebook, man. Y'all got to check that out. You got to check that out. So, one more thing before I go. I know I didn't cover everything. I should have wrote everything down, but, I'm on the fly right now. That's why I don't have my glasses on and, looking at my notes. What do we do, y'all? What do we do? How do we fix this? How can we get our indoctrinated people to not stay indoctrinated and get away from it? And I'm just talking about voting. If you want to go to the building, go to the building, but understand, do you know how much money that you're giving to the Pope? Do you know the money that the church, and I'm talking about all of them, y'all. I'm in a little church. It got to put into the pot. I know that there's a lot of stuff, y'all, that you are not really paying attention to, especially when you're paying your money. You're believing that one day in the great by and by, and we're saying, oh God, when the day comes that when my time is up and I have to stand before you in judgment. Now, one of the questions I asked one time, when I go and I stand before God, wasn't he there the whole time? So why is he going to question me? Why is he going to say, Dwight, what did you do? Didn't he see it? Dwight, how did you treat your wife? Didn't you see it? What, do I lie now when I go? I was good to her, but I beat her. Come on, y'all. Was he waiting for me to lie when my spirit man is... See, that's what I tell y'all when I say, I'm listening to the ancestors. So the ancestors are telling you to keep voting? Do you mean that they don't know the truth now? They haven't been exposed somewhere in this universe that voting is a lie? Stop saying that, older people. Those people die for this right to get nowhere. Whether you win or you lose because the people that you're putting there are not interested in you. It's for them to go higher and higher and higher. For instance, I remember they showed a thing before Bob Dole had passed away. He was still sitting in the White House. I remember when he ran. And I'm like, wait a minute. And he was, older. He passed away a couple of weeks later. And I was like, okay, well, what is he still doing sitting in there? What was he still doing anything? Because he lost. But I didn't follow, when they do that, they either go into obscurity or, whatever the case may be, or remain senator or whatever, But when he lost, he disappeared. But no, he's been sitting there the whole time. Those are the ones that's stopping things from progressing. And once we stop depending on them, you're not going to stop me no more. We are in a republic, y'all, and the public is supposed to run it. But what they're doing is they're just using us to get what they want.